So now we will solve how to write mesh equation for the circuit given below and for finding the current in 12 ohm resistor. So by using mesh analysis method or loop analysis method. So this is the given circuit. You could see. So this circuit has 3 loops. So this is we consider this as loop number 1 and this as loop number 2 and this as loop number 3. So now we have to write loop equations for these 3 loops and how to find the current and the current in this 12 ohm resistor. So that is also we need to find. So now we'll see how to apply simply the loop analysis method step by step. Solution. So first we have to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So by applying, whenever you are solving a loop analysis problem, so we have to apply KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So I am applying KVL for these loops one by one. So first I am applying KVL to loop number 1. Okay, so for this loop I am going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So Kirchhoff's voltage law is nothing, sum of voltages in a closed path, correct? So, so the voltages are 4 ohm, across this 4 ohm the voltage, and 7 ohm what is the voltage, and then a battery voltage. All the 3 voltages we have to sum. So whenever you have a battery in a loop, first write that battery value in the right side of the equation. So here we have 480 volt. So this 480 volt is actually rising potential, minus to plus. So put the battery as plus 480 in the right side of the equation. Then remaining potentials we have to write across the 4 ohm resistor. You see 4 ohm is lying between 2 loops, loop 1 and loop 3. So the potential will be 4 into the difference of these 2 loop currents, correct? See, so here across this 4 ohm resistor I1 current is flowing, and then in this loop current I3 is flowing. So when you are finding the potential of 4 ohm, it consists the difference of these 2 currents. So I have to write 4 I1 minus I3 plus next potential I have to add is 7 ohm resistor. So across 7 ohm what is the potential? So 7 into the current. The 7 ohm resistor has 2 different currents. One is I1 current with first loop and I2 current is flowing in second loop. So these 2 currents are flowing in opposite direction. See here, this is up to down through the 7 ohm resistor flowing, and this I2 current is down to up, it is flowing. So whenever you have the next 2 loops clockwise direction, then you have to find the difference of the 2 currents and then put the potential. So 7 into I1 minus I2, this is equal to, I already put 480 ohms. Okay, so now we have to simplify this equation, rearranging the terms. 4I1 minus 4I3 plus 7I1 minus 7I2 equal to 480. Then simplified, finally collecting I1, I2, I3, which is equal to 480. Okay, so 11I1 minus 7I2 minus 4I3 equal to 480. So this becomes equation 1. Now applying KVL to loop 2. So this is our loop 2. So in this loop the elements are 4 ohm resistor and one 600 volt battery and then 7 ohm resistor. So across the 4 ohm resistor the potential I have to write as 4 into what are the currents acting? I3 current and I2 current. Both are acting in opposite directions. So 4 into I2 minus I3. So whichever the loop you are discussing, that current must be dominate. Okay. So here I2 is the loop that we are discussing. So I2 minus I3 plus across the 7 ohm resistor. So you know I1 current and I2 current both are acting. But now we are discussing loop number 2. So the 7 into I2 minus I1. This will be the potential of this 7 ohm resistor. And as I said already, if there is any voltage source, you have to put it at the right side of the equation. So here see the direction of the source. So you are looking the direction clockwise. So the battery is operating plus to minus. So plus to minus in the sense falling potential. So you have to put the battery as minus 600. Okay. So in the previous loop, the direction was clockwise, minus to plus direction. The battery is located. So it gives for rise in potential. So we put plus 480. But now we are following plus to minus direction. So it is minus 600 here. Okay. So now simplifying the equation by rearranging the terms, you will be getting minus 7i1 plus 11i2 minus 4i3 equal to minus 600. So this will become your equation number 2. Then similarly, applying KVL to loop 3. So this is our last loop where we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. So in this loop, what are the elements present? 12 ohm resistor, 4 ohm and another 4 ohm. So across the 12 ohm resistor, the potential is 12 into current. The current that is flowing is only I3 is flowing. So 12 I3. Then across the 4 ohm resistor, this 4 ohm, which is intermediate between third loop and first loop. So it is the difference of the two. It is the difference of the two loop currents. So we have to find the difference between the two loop currents. 4 into I3 minus I1. So third loop equation, 12i3 plus 4i3 minus I1, because the 4 ohm is between third loop and first loop. Then the next 4 ohm is between third loop and second loop. So I said already, whichever the loop we are discussing, that current must be dominant. So 4 I3 minus I2 equal to, right hand side of this equation has no battery sources, so I put 0. Okay, so now simplifying this equation by rearranging the terms, so you will be getting minus 4i1 minus 4i2 plus 20i3 equal to 0. So this is our equation 3, loop equation 3. So now we have got the 3 loop equations. So this is the way to form the loop equations. So very simple, just we applied Kirchhoff's voltage law for each and every loop individually, and we have got 3 loops. And now by solving these 3 loop equations, we can find I1, I2 and I3 currents. So we have to represent these loop equations in matrix form. So this is the matrix form of the loop equation: 11 minus 7 minus 4 minus 7 11 minus 4 minus 4 minus 4 20. So this is nothing but the coordinates, the coefficients of current values. And then I1, I2, I3 equal to 480 minus 600 0. Okay, so R matrix, I matrix and V matrix. So we know, so this matrix form is actually V is equal to IR form. Voltage is equal to current into resistance form. Okay, and then by Cramer's rule, by applying Cramer's rule, you can solve this matrix. So Cramer's rule, according to Cramer's rule, to find current I1, so we have to find del 1 divided by del, and for I2, del 2 divided by del, I3, del 3 divided by del. So here for our question, we need only to find the current I3, because they have asked you to find what is the current in 12 ohm resistor. The 12 ohm resistor is in third loop. So we have to find del 3 and del, so that we can get what is the current. So del is nothing but determinant of this matrix. Del is nothing but determinant of this matrix. Okay, so to find the determinant of this matrix, you can take manually the matrix determinant, and you will be getting the answer 864. Or else you can use your calculators to find the matrix determinant quickly. To find matrix determinant using calculator, so the calculator I am using is FX991MS model Casio. So if you have this kind of model, you can use the matrix determinant calculation by using this calculator simply in a fraction of seconds. So the method is, first go to mode and select matrix. So matrix 2 is selected, and then uh, go to shift 4. Okay, so here you have to choose dimension, first one, the dimension, then matrix A B C. So here you can choose any of the matrix. So the matrix name this is, so I choose A matrix, and then it will ask what is the dimension, that is the m cross n size of the matrix. So rows and columns you have to enter. So the matrix size is 3 cross 3 we know, so 3 equal to 3 we have to enter, and then you will be getting the first row, first element, matrix A 1 1. Okay, that first element value it will be asking, so you have to enter 11, then again press equal to, you will be getting mat A 1 2. So in 1 2 position the next element is 7, minus 7 you have to enter, then 1 3. So in 1 3 you have to enter minus 4, like this 2 1 minus 7, then equal to 2 2 position 1 1, then equal to minus 4, equal to minus 4, equal to minus 4, equal to 20. Okay, so after entering all the matrix values, finally you will be entering equal to, no, so you get again mat A 1 1 position. Okay, so now you have to put press the AC button, just press AC button and again press shift 4. This time you have to press the arrow and choose determinant, and again press shift 4, and now you have to choose the matrix mat 3 you have to choose, and then you have to find out the matrix A's answer, no determinant. So press A1 here, then press equal to. So this is your answer, matrix determinant 864. So if you do it manually also you will get the same answer. Okay, so this is the procedure you can use wherever you want to find the determinant of matrix, so you can get the answer simply. So del is equal to 864. Okay ma, and then we have to find out del 3 because we need I3 to find. So for finding out I3 we have to put del 3 by del. So now del 3 matrix, how to form del 3 matrix? So del 3 matrix is nothing but, in this loop matrix, replace this column, the third column, with the source voltage column. So the matrix now you will be forming is this one, just the third column is replaced with the voltage source values. Okay, so now find the determinant of this matrix. We will be getting 8 minus 8640. So now I3 equal to del 3 by del. So we got del 3 value as minus 8640 and del value as 864. So by dividing this we get the current value as minus 10 amperes. So you may see why this minus sign has come. So this negative sign represents that the current direction that we have assumed is opposite direction. So because in loop number 3 we don't know what is the exact direction of current, right? We just assumed it as clockwise. Okay, if there is no loop currents given in the loops, you can assume the current as clockwise. Okay, so like that we assumed the current as clockwise direction in loop 3. So the answer which we get is minus 10 ampere. The minus sign represents that the current direction is opposite. Okay, so this is the way to get the solution using mesh analysis method or loop analysis method. Very simple analysis method. You can solve these kind of problems, many more. Thank you.